Hey guys, this is going to be our first Dota diary after a short break. And the whole idea of this diary is to talk to you guys about how I've started to learn how to play to my fullest potential, or at least close to it, every single game of Dota that I play, and the lessons that I've learned along the way, and hopefully some of the things you guys can take to heart to make sure your gameplay is a bit more consistent. So let's go ahead and get started.
Banana slam jam.
So I've been going to the gym a lot, not trying to flex here, and I've realized that if I want to be able to push weights, like if I want to slowly but surely be able to do more weights, that my goal is to hit like a minimum threshold where I say I start with 10 reps, and once I get to 15 reps of that weight, I feel comfortable to go up a weight back down to 10 reps. And what I've noticed is that it becomes difficult to know when you can push those extra 1 or 2 reps. And the reason why I'm using this analogy is that when you're doing 4 sets, similar to having 5 days a week that you play Dota, you never really know if you played too much or if you lifted too much weight on the first set until you've done the 5th set. Because at that point, your brain, your body, it feels fatigued. It feels like it can no longer hit that maximum capacity. So I've treated Dota games where, working my brain the same way that I would treat a set. And so I've started monitoring like how tired am I, how capable am I of playing my best Dota at the end of a week, right? I always try to take breaks to have like 1 or 2 days off on the weekends. That's important. And how do I feel at the end of the week, knowing based on how I felt at the start of the week? Did I play 8 games on Monday? If I played 8 games on Monday and I found myself so tired I could only play like 3 or 4 games on Friday, maybe next week I'll do like 5 or 6 games on Monday and trim it down, right? And the thing is that I believe allowing yourself to play when you are not at your full potential is one of the worst habits that you can have. Because it's kind of similar to breaking form in working out. It's like you're struggling to do the weight, so you start to throw in extra muscles that you're not supposed to be using. That's what I would equate to playing Dota when you're tilted, tired, not able to do more. So I guess an important precursor to this would be that I really thought carefully of whether or not I was able to play that game to my fullest after I played the game. And then I tried to understand if there were games that I was not playing to the fullest. I tried to kind of do some reverse engineering and rewind to what led up to the game and ask myself what could have possibly caused that. Did I play too many games that day? Did I not eat dinner yet? So I'm just really hungry and kind of out of energy. Did I not get very much sleep last night? Did I have a bad day for some reason? Did something go wrong in my day? And these are the type of things where once I did that, I became more aware going into the games, having an idea of whether or not I was going to do well. Kind of started thinking, based on all of these precursors, I've had a few coaches do this as well. They've even made like spreadsheets. How do I think I'm going to do today? Am I going into today feeling like I'm going to own? Do I feel like, for myself, since it's my job, do I have to grind it out? And if all things go accordingly, maybe I'll go +1 win-loss. And these are a lot of thoughts that kind of race through my mind. So I've kind of been throwing you guys on this roller coaster of like, these are my thoughts. And so let's all compress it, right? So I talked about the sets. I talked about how, based on how I feel at the end of the week, kind of backtracking to the beginning of the week and trying to have an overall consistent performance. And my goal is that as long as I'm able to play my best, hopefully over time, my brain will be able to play more games to my best capabilities. Maybe right now I'm only playing 4 or 5 games a day, but maybe a month or 2 down the road, I'll be able to play 5 or 6. And so I've noticed that for sure, for the short term, I've been playing less Dota games. And that's okay. Part of the reason why I actually lost like 600 or 700 MMR is because I tried to be like, okay, I actually want to push myself to play more games. And I ended up playing a lot of games where I was definitely tilted or tired or just not fully focused. And after kind of trying both ways, I'm a firm believer that if you are able to know you are not playing your best, the sooner you can stop, take a step back, do something else, think about something else, and then come back to the game fresh. This applies to really anything, but we all know that Dota is like a very mentally taxing game. It's also just a very emotionally taxing game sometimes with your tilting teammates. So if I had to like really emphasize one message from this video, learn what it's like to not, like what causes you to not play to your fullest potential, and really focus on whether or not you're gonna be able to play to your fullest potential, and only play when you think you'll be able to reach your fullest potential. That is like the biggest message. I know that was kind of poorly rehearsed, but the thing is that I wanted to show you guys my win-loss since I started climbing again, because I kind of like was doing it correctly, then kind of fell off the right path, and now I feel like I'm definitely doing it correctly again. So this is the last 2 weeks, right? And I want to show you this because the results that I'm seeing, I see a lot of Dota streamers, they'll have days where they go like 10-2 and 2-10. And pretty much every day for me is like plus or minus 1, maybe 2, maximum 3. Like I go 4-2, 2-3, 3-2. And it's been a slow but sure climb. And I've noticed that I enjoy my games more. It feels more consistent. The thing is that if you play and have the knowledge of like a 10K, but one day a week I'm tilted and I play like an 8K, I'm going to reach about 9K, 9.2, right? That's what I'm going to end up being, because that's going to heavily drag me down, basically giving away those free losses. Because if my win-loss is like 55% when I'm playing my best, and I'm winning 20% when I'm playing my worst, that averages out very quickly. And I think this problem is so common in the Dota community, especially people I've been coaching, I've been seeing it nonstop, where, you know, they'll say, I didn't gain MMR this week, BSJ, but it felt like this one day I just tilted like crazy. And the rest of the week, I was 70% win rate. And the thing is eliminating that 1 or 2 days of the week, even for some of you who don't play all that much, those like 3 or 4 games, is such a huge deal. And it may seem like, am I really getting better if I'm just eliminating those games? Your MMR is an average of your performance in the game. And if you want to learn to get better, you have to play against better players. And it also kind of explains to you why sometimes people who are 4K feel like they're playing like 2Ks. You know, there are a ton of people in Dota who are a certain MMR, that is their average. Sometimes they play like freaking gods, and sometimes they're freaking useless pieces of shit. You know, it just is what it is. And my goal recently, in order to enjoy Dota more, to climb, to like be more mentally stable, has been to focus on my consistency. So I wanted to show you guys my page, because yes, there's obviously more wins than losses, but this is the last 2 weeks, give or take. It's actually 3 weeks if we look at it. Look at the win-loss. It's just like, there's streaks, obviously some green here, but like it's the most losses in a row is like 3. It's just consistently slightly above average. There's no massive loss streaks. There's a few big win streaks, but it's just back and forth. It's just back and forth, 5-2, 5-3, 4-3, 3-2. And this is what I want you guys to see, is that when I play less games a day, you know, we're looking at these games. For me, 6 games a day is not all that much compared to the average 9K player. I used to play way more. And a lot of people may say like, "Baboomer, you know, you're getting old, you can't afford to do it." No, for me, I'm literally doing more weight, the equivalent of more weight, or like better formed reps, and I'm having to take a step back. So I really encourage you guys to do the same. It's been game changing for me. A lot of that on stream for me personally has been taking breaks, like 10 to 15 minute breaks between games, just allowing myself to mentally reset. But I think it's a different answer for everybody out there. And it comes down to like asking yourself, when you played poorly in the game, what happened beforehand? What were you doing beforehand? And for me, sometimes I'm hungry. Like I said, I literally go eat and I feel better. And I'm able to recognize that now. Sometimes I literally just didn't wait between one frustrating game to another. A lot of times what I've started to realize is based on how good or bad my previous game was, or based on how long it was. Maybe I played a 60-minute Naga game. You know, that's exhausting compared to like a 20-minute Lifestealer Stomp. It's like, how long of a reset do I need to go into the next game? And that's all based on feel, trial and error, kind of just trusting your own judgment of yourself. And I really hope you guys can take this message to heart, because it just makes the game so much more enjoyable, and I'm able to draw life lessons from it as well. And I feel like the more consistent I am in Dota, the more consistent mentally I am the rest of the week, the rest of my life. And I go to sleep easier at night. I know that sounds like so memey to some of you, but like I literally sleep easier at night knowing I performed as best I could that day, even if I went 2-4. That's it for this week. That's it for my Dota diary, talking about how to be more consistent with your performance and the lessons I've learned along the way. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you liked this Dota Diary episode and you haven't seen the other ones, make sure you check it out. We have a playlist for it, the Dota Diaries playlist. It's all about my mental journey through Dota and things that a lot of you can probably benefit from hearing, because I wish I had heard about it. These are lessons I've learned from other people along the way, and I wish I had learned sooner. So thanks, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.